Good morning. Whew. Before we get started, I got to tell you, welcome back to Mama J's Country Gardening. I hope you got water nearby you, wherever you are. I hope you have water. Some things we can't take for granted. Water would be one of them. So, welcome back to Mama J's Country Gardening. And today, I'm going to see. Today is Monday. Lost it. Today is Monday. I knew that. July the 28th, 2025. It's a beautiful day because you and I are together, You and I are together. And how we're together? Well, we woke up this morning. So it's a beautiful day. We went to bed. We went to sleep, I hope. And then you woke up this morning or sometime today. I woke up at 5 a.m. That's not unusual. It's not unusual. And I can go to sleep at 2 a.m. and still wake up at 5 a.m. without an alarm clock or anything like that because that's my inner clock. So everybody's different, just like all these tomatoes are different. And you know what else is similar to these tomatoes? And us is we started as a seed. I thought today, I said to my grandson and my younger daughter, I'm just giving my older daughter because my younger daughter's not up yet. But I said to my grandson and my older daughter, that's Camera Lady, I said, I think I'm going to try another live. Maybe today I'll do a live. I think I'll do a live. I think I'll try to do a live every day until I really get the swing of it. Or maybe my channel will grow. Maybe it'll grow like that. Maybe it'll ripen like this tomato. This is a Hossinator. Anyway, maybe, I just hope so. I just want the word to go out. It's not about the financial blessing end of being a YouTube content creator. Although it would help purchase some things that I would like to have that I don't want to need for nothing, but it would just be cute to have. Maybe one of those big mics that sit out the side. It's around this big. It's on a pole, and you're like, whoa. It's right. Anyway, that just came in my brain. But if this channel isn't paying for itself, I mean the equipment that I'd like to have, you best to know, I can still get it. It's just that I don't want to. I want this to pay for itself. We put out a lot, but we're not complaining. I'm having a good time, and it's not about finances. It's not about endorsements. It's not about anything. But it would be nice to have. One time I got a email, I think, or somebody attached to one of my videos. This was like a year or two ago. And said, hey, I can help your channel grow. Click this link right here, and I can tell you what things you can do in order to speed up the growth of your channel. I wasn't interested in speeding up the growth. However, it also sounded like I'm helping your channel if I click on that, which I don't have a problem with. Okay, because I can't count the number of channels. And I don't see them leaving comments or giving me thumbs up or Yeah. So sometimes I clean up my subscriptions and I will unsubscribe to channels that I believe maybe aren't looking at me. I don't know if you are not, but occasionally you can leave a comment and say, hey, Mama J, I've been watching you, but I've been watching you on my television. I've been watching you or listening to you as I drive. You know, yeah, I'd say something. But I've been doing this as a fun, and it still is fun. It still is my favorite R&R, rest and relaxation. And I get my best rest and relaxation from even watching my own content. I do. I do. And so, I get the views. Some of my videos get over 200 views. Some of them get 1 or 2 or 10 views. Some I get 1 thumbs up. Some I get 10 thumbs up, so 20 thumbs up. I don't know how the algorithm thing works, and you know, that's I don't know anything about it. And my daughter said, Mom, it's an algorithm. And my grandson said, there's an algorithm. And other YouTubers, and they talking about their channels, mention the algorithm. Well, that's nice. But I'm not talking about that right now. That's not where I am. I'm just talking about the fact that I just would like to see you help my content get out. If you're viewing and you're not a subscriber, it doesn't cost anything to hit that subscribe button. If you are a subscriber and you are viewing, which I hope you are, would you kindly hit that share button? And if you're a new subscriber, and what you can do is still hit that share button, but would you please be so kind as also hit the little bell so that you get an alert? Pops up. Mama J Country Gardening has a new video. So with anything, I like putting growth in everything. I'm retired from corporate America, and I've done a lot in my day, and I still, thank God, I'm able to still do some things. And my number one priority is my family, always has been, always will be. And treating people kindly, that's a pet peeve of mine. And giving respect, and I do want you to know I demand respect. And if it's not going to go like that, I do know how to move on kindly, without attitude or mad or nothing, because what does that do for anything? Well, raise your blood pressure. If you increase whatever medical concerns you have, turn it up. Nope. So, welcome back to Mama J's Country Gardening. And I have a couple of things. One, I'm going to say to you, this is going to be all about tomatoes. And I'll probably do other, and I know I will, videos in this season right here on tomatoes. I didn't always like tomatoes. I'm 68 years old, and I'm proud to tell you that. No secret about that. I am so grateful and thankful. So, and I hope so many others get to see my age and plus more. But I just want to say I'm 68 years old. Tomatoes just wasn't a big deal to me. It really wasn't. I don't know if because they're the store brand or what's on the shelves that, and I know that right now that's what it was. But I can't say that was it as I grew up. During my growing up, there were tomatoes on salads. My mom always had tomatoes on her salad, and she would make salads for me with tomatoes on them. And I would just take them right off. My mother made pretty salads, beautiful salads. You just should have made a painting of them. Her salads were so beautiful and carefully put together. And one of the things used to pluck our nerves is that I'd sit there and take the little tiny tomatoes off or the tomato slices off and put them over to the side and eat everything else. Cucumbers, onions, the lettuce, of course. Yep. Croutons. Didn't care too much for croutons either. So I'd eat a couple of those and pluck those over. They got all different types of flavors of croutons, but they were just plain croutons because that was the time. But now they're garlic flavored. There's rosemary in croutons. You can make your own croutons and put them together where you want them. That's a different subject. But I used to pluck them off and keep just 2 of them on there. I did that. My mother would just scoop them up and put them onto her salad and eat them and say the same things. You know, we're not going to waste food. I didn't know I was wasting. I just thought I was putting it off on another plate or napkin. So maybe she would just go ahead and do like she normally does and put it on hers. But one of the things used to confuse me is that she would continue to put them on it every time she made that. Every time we went to buffets and things like that, and if I made my own, I didn't put that on it. But if my mother made them, she put it on there. And may she forever rest in peace. I think she knew it was something I would do, so she just did it. But I only remember tomatoes being red. And that was another thing. I'm just saying, they were all just red. So, but, you know, they say Taurus, and that's my astrological sign, the bull, doesn't like red. It goes like this. You know, it gets in dash mode. But it wasn't about that, the color being red. But I'm just saying, tomatoes were all red. And I saw. And then ketchup. Well, we all know ketchup is created from tomatoes. I was never crazy about ketchup. Now, I'd put mustard on a hot dog or mustard on a sandwich. But ketchup was not my thing. And it still isn't. Unless I made my ketchup. And that's another video. You can look on my past videos and you can see that I have made barbecue sauce, ketchup, hot sauce, and things like that. But I like mine, and maybe because I'm making it from the tomatoes and herbs for which I grow. I'm just saying. I know for a fact that this tomato, if I got one from the market, which we don't, but if I purchase one from the market, it's not going to have the flavor as this one that's homegrown. And if you don't grow it yourself, go to your local farm. It's got to be one somewhere. Maybe it's an hour drive from you. Maybe it's 10 minutes away from you. Um, Go to a stand where you'll find Amish vegetables, and it will taste much different than the store bought. I'm just saying. If you are in a city where there's no farms, then drive to where there is a farm. You can Google it and look it up. And maybe you harvest it yourself, or maybe you purchase what they harvested. But try it, unless you're allergic to tomatoes. And unless tomatoes give a concern with you, I've heard some people say, I love tomatoes, but it doesn't get along with my arthritis. I said, oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. So now tomatoes come in all different colors, all different shapes. Yeah, I mean, there are white tomatoes. Of course, there's green. There's green that's supposed to be green. And then there's green because that's the process it goes through before it changes to its color that it's supposed to be. And I harvest 90% of our, if I can get them before a rabbit or a squirrel decides to take a pinch, or a rabbit decides to snatch one down and have it for a meal. But I'm just saying. Or birds. I've seen them drop down into my beds and hang around, and they are eating my cherry tomatoes or my miniature tomatoes. My neighbor just a couple of days ago, or yesterday, we had our coffee and muffin morning, and had our senior talk, and we like doing that. We're both very busy with our family. Seniors, we're very busy seniors with our family, and so it keeps us going. I guess I don't know. We were trying to figure that out, but it's all right. We're needed. So she showed me her green tomatoes, nice and big like that, and it probably was going to be like this size. This is one of hers too, and one of mine and one of hers. This one's mine, and this one's hers. Okay. Shout out to my friend Maureen. Okay. So Maureen had a tomato like that big. She saved it so I could see it yesterday. And it was a whole dugout about that big, and then left. I said, oh, what? She said, I said, my goodness gracious. I said, that looks like a squirrel did that. Because little bunny Foo-Foo, and by the way, there's more than one little bunny Foo-Foo, because I saw her on Saturday, the one that I think probably was trying to have her babies in his yard. and she had two little babies walking along behind her. Oh, I see. There you are. Well, go on. You're in the right place. You're going into the woods. You're going to the right place. You find something over there, and teach your babies to respect people, okay, in their gardens while you're at it, because you sure didn't. Um, but anyway, she's brown. She's pretty, but I'm not all that excited about the bunny being pretty. Because last year I was like, oh, there's the bunny. And then, oh, there's the bunny. It's springtime. Oh, there's the bunny. When the bunny started making her way, digging underneath our fence and making her way on in, I'm saying, find the bunny. Anyway, so it ate a hole in her tomato. Now that wasn't the kind of eat that was happening to my tomatoes. Every day, little bunny Foo Foo have been eating a whole tomato. And she ate it like an apple, like we eat it. Okay? So she must have went on about her business, because I must have beat the war with her. I haven't seen her in 4 days, knock on wood. Maybe I'm at 5 now. But I know she's been behind my fence, because my dogs, Evie and Tallulah, have been on the prowl. Okay? She's been around, but she's not being successful in getting in here. Maybe because she's gotten bigger and she needs to make that hole bigger, and I stopped that hole. Couple of different holes. Okay. So anyway, I like harvesting them like this for multiple reasons. One is I prefer for my tomatoes to ripen indoors. And I like seeing the transformation. It's already at the size it's going to be. I know it is. And the next thing would be for it to change its pigmentation. It might have gotten a little bigger, but it's no big deal with that. But now it can be it can ripen on the kitchen counter. I got a whole stack of them ripening on the kitchen counter, and I've gifted many of them away because other people, they want to. My mother used to like pickled green tomatoes. They could pickle them if they like, or they can slice them and they can fry them. I don't know what else they want to do with it, but they have it. Or they can allow it to just ripen in a brown paper bag. It'll ripen faster, so they say, and I've seen that. Or they could just let it sit in a bowl or on their kitchen counter and ripen. Now, what you don't know is whether this is going to ripen and become red, or is it going to ripen and be white? Because I grew some white tomatoes. Is it going to be orange? I grew some orange tomatoes. Is it going to be purple? Is it going to be black? Is it going to be yellow? Yeah, those were all the colors that I grew. And did I say pink? And pink. So that's the fun of it. It's the mystery. Ooh, what are you going to be? So it's all in fun. It's amazing. I give all credit to God. I give all credit to God, the Father. Yep. So, I don't know what that's going to be. But I've got all kind of colors in my garden. And I'm excited about tomatoes. Now, I wasn't excited about tomatoes growing up because I just thought they taste real acidic. And when I did happen to eat some, I did bumps on my face, like acne pimples or something. And that was from the acid. But I must tell you, whatever was put in tomatoes or crossbreeding or whatever they did, uh, it really made them easier and friendlier to eat and to enjoy without all the breaking out. I used to itch. I guess I was allergic. What little bit I might have ate put in my mouth. I don't know. But I'm not having that problem I noticed over the past 7 years that I've grown my own tomatoes. I'm not. That's Tallulah coming down. She was upstairs with her mom. Yep. So, we're going to talk about tomatoes, but I have one more thing to share, because I did talk about fall before, and now fall 25, spring 26. Since then, I made a complete list, and I'm going to read it off to you, and then we're going to go into what this is going to be all about. Tomatoes. Hold on. So we had a commercial break. That's what I called it. Actually, I was talking to Ariel for a few minutes. He just came down. She and Tallulah. So Tallulah left a snack on the chair. Sure, it was her. On my side of the chair in the living room. And then I learned from her mama that really nobody likes that cookie. So they're going to give it to me. They typically don't share. I'm not interested in their cookies. But that's her way of sharing, I'm sure. But I think I understand that we're going to be saving those cookies to give out at Halloween to the trick-or-treating dolls. So that was a good idea because we don't waste anything. So back to this. I was talking about tomatoes, but it's really all about tomatoes. But I gotta tell you just a little bit that to continue the video that I did about fall. And so fall 2025 went to 2026. So I made a list. Not necessarily I'm going to grow all these. I think I might have an idea right now as I'm speaking to you. But some things I'm going to be starting up soon because they take much longer to germinate because they are what they are. So, cabbage. Oh, by the way, I have 36. Now, there probably as many as 40, depending. I just know I listed 36. It could be more than 40, I don't know. It depends on where you are. But in zone 7 and what I've created, and if you think that I have created an oversize in some, if you are in my zone 7, 7A, 7B, maybe even 6, maybe you want to list, add to my list. But I'm telling you, I came up with 36. So you can come up with as many as you like. So cabbage, I have that listed as number 1. And it's not in any order of preference or anything like that. It just when it popped in my head. But I can tell you that cabbage is going to be the one one of the ones that I'm going to be starting like this week right here. I already told you today is July the 28th, 2025. Or is it? Yep, it still is. Celery. Broccoli. That's one of those ones that are going to start early. Well, I'm going to start soon. Cauliflower. Another one to start soon. Lettuce. Lettuce can germinate quickly. I'm not quite ready to germinate that right now. I mean, to plant those seeds. But I'm telling you, it's one for fall 25, winter 26. How far into winter it will go, we shall see. Spinach, mustard greens, collard greens, turnip greens. That's the leaf. Kohlrabi, kale, onions from seed. I'm not talking about the onions you can buy already in a bulb. You know, I'm not talking about those. And then you plant them. Carrots. You may start up carrots in another couple weeks. Parsnips. I tried to grow parsnips one time, and maybe I didn't know enough about it. But I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again. Okay, and they take a long time. Brussels sprouts, that can be started up now. Brussels sprouts take a long time to grow. Potatoes, I'm not interested in planting potatoes again, not this year. But I'm just telling you, you can put in another planting of potatoes. Herbs, yeah, I'm going to grow some herbs this fall. Quite made up my mind which they will be, but yeah. Tatsoi, most definitely. We love tatsoi. We even found it to be more delicious than spinach. Swiss chard, definitely. Chinese pak choy, bok choy, whatever kind of choy you want to call it, definitely. Sugar cane, and it takes a long time. And it's alright. Beets, it depends on how I feel. I got some beets out there growing now that I'm going to harvest soon. That I planted in the early spring, I think it may have been. May have been in the winter. And I'm just not so sure I want to do beets right now again. But beets is a crop you can, a rooted crop that you can grow in the fall over the winter. I'm not so sure. I'm the only one that eats beets. If I feel like beets, then I can buy it from the market in a can or in a jar. I really know that I'm going to pickle the ones that I have growing out there. I love pickled beets. My mother and I used to eat them a lot. And that was something red that I enjoyed eating, since I was talking about red. Radishes. I'm not all that crazy about radishes. And whether I will grow them or not is something different. But I have grown them. I'm just not interested in radishes. One thing about Mama J's family is we will not have food. We will have food. Because we can grow all this and then some more, and we will have food. But I can choose not to grow something, and I know I can grow it. I'm choosing not to grow radishes. Not crazy about radishes. Garlic, Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, there's gonna be lots of garlic. Garlic everywhere. Garlic everywhere. Leeks, leeks everywhere too. We just harvested some leeks a couple days ago. They're beautiful too. Moringa, it is a tree, and it actually has big medicinal usage for it. I really am curious about moringa, and so I'm going to grow it in a uh, container like this, one like this, like that. And I just want to see just what that's about. I've heard a lot about it from Homestead Heart and Linda and T-Nog. I think those are the two main ones that I watch them on. Oh, I think also Stacy in Jamaica, Jamaica Small Garden Space. Anyway, I want to try that. Let me just know I want to check it out. Scallions, oh yeah, loads of scallions, loads of scallions, loads of scallions. Elephant garlic, Sweet peas, I can grow sweet peas. I don't want to take the patience, and I do have patience. But you have a certain time frame that you have to, as soon as you harvest them off the branches, you have to start, taking them out the pot and then put them in the freezer. I was doing this a couple of years ago, and I had little finger helps, and I said, so the first year I did this without my little finger helps, my junior gardeners, this became an issue to me. I said, oh, that's all right. We don't eat peas that much. I can buy them frozen in the market. I can get them from my local farm, but I can grow them if I care to. But that's something we can grow in the fall. Lima beans. I did plant some lima beans up there. I haven't seen, I direct sowed them. And that was 2 weeks ago. And right by now, I still haven't seen them germinate. So I don't know what's going on with that. But if they come up, they do. If they don't, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. We don't eat a lot of lima beans. I make soups with them, and things like that. I'm really the one that eats the soups. Camera Lady and I can can soup with lima beans, and of course I can gift them away. Um, but it's not a big deal not to have any lima beans. I can buy a bag of lima beans in the market, and they're not of any big expense. It wasn't a big expense, but lima beans, something you can grow. Pinto beans, yeah, we can grow them in the fall. I, we can grow them or not, but pinto beans. Rutabagas, which is called yellow turnip. I love rutabagas, but I think only Camera Lady and I love rutabagas. I got the foursome in Ariel and Scott's throats. You're going to eat some of that. You're going to have some of that. Still going to have some, or just only give me a little bit. Okay, well, you're going to have some. And it's traditional in my family. My aunts who grew up in rutabagas, and um, yeah. Anyway, yellow turnip. Now there's turnips. I told you about turnip greens, and I'm just talking about the turnip, the bulb that grows the leaves out of it. I'm not crazy about turnips. Every once in a while, when I grew up, the turnip slices were in the collard greens or in the actual turnip greens, or it was in soup. I just never been crazy about turnips, but I love turnip greens. So turnips. Turnips, we talked about rutabagas, turnips. Turnips is something I've never been all that crazy about. They got turnips that purple top, then there's yellow top, and then it's just turnips. I just never been crazy about turnips. Very good for you, all that like that. You can make soup. You can slice them and put them in your collard greens or your turnip greens. You can do stuff with turnips. Some people eat them raw. Yeah. That's not me though. That's not me. So turnips. I would actually take the greens that grow up out the turnips and just cut them off, let the root continue to grow, and then some more of the leaves will grow up and I cut them off. That takes a long time to collect enough so that you can get some turnip greens. Unless you have a lot of land and you have, like, 50 feet or more of turnips growing down the row, and you can just go along there and chop them all off and, No, I just rather just grow turnip greens from a seed. And I'm going to tell you honestly, there's someplace else I can get it from, let me know. But I always buy my turnip greens seeds from hospitals. That's Row by Row Gardening, if you want to call them that. But, and I've never, I'll tell you the truth. I really have always been very happy with my purchases from hospitals. I enjoy their Row by Row Gardening show. I honestly do. And I've learned a lot from them, and they also like Mama J. They like Mama J. But then I don't know who they don't like. But they like Mama J. Snap peas. Oh, I skipped. It's not in any order, but shallots. Shallots. I'm going to grow shallots. I am. I really am. I've never ordered anything from Lazy Dog Farm, but they're related to Row by Row Gardening. That's, Greg's son. I think I'm going to order shallots from his channel. I haven't ordered anything from his channel. He talks about figs a lot. I'm not interested in figs. But he talks about a lot of stuff a lot. I mean, he really does. He's really fantastic. I like him. And his family, his kids, and his wife. I believe I'm going to make a note to myself that I'm going to order shallots from Lazy Dog Farm. Yep. I'm going to order from them. And I have to write this down because Mom J can forget. My database is full and things don't come pouring out. The stuff go in and then I don't remember. Snap peas. Snap peas. That's fun to grow, snap peas. And we like snap peas. We do. We stir fry them. We put them in soups. Or we just, put it in a pot and boil it, season it up, and have a great big meal. But I like snap peas. Whether I want to do viney-like vegetables going into the fall, winter, it depends. We had a lot of viney-like stuff. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers. I don't know if I want to do viney-like stuff to grow for fall, winter. I don't think so. Now, if I want some snap peas like that, I can go to my local farm not very far away. Like I said, 10 minutes, and I can get all I want and purchase them. I can do that. Edamame. Well, I grew these before because my junior gardeners were here. Edamame. Edamane, something like that. And I got accustomed to eating that vegetable. I don't have a big love for it, but my great nephews are vegan. They're raised on vegan diets. And so I ate with them sometimes in what they had. So we grew this vegetable, and we were very successful with it. But that's another fall winter vegetable that you can grow. And I haven't been growing it since I haven't seen them in a little, I haven't seen them in over a year, maybe it's 2 years now. And so we continue to keep them in prayer. And I know they look at our videos. And I know they're gardening wherever they are with their mom and their grandparents on their mom's side. So, shout out to Irique and Aiden. We love you over here in Mom J's Country Garden and our family, and we're hoping you're enjoying life as you grow. So, that's what I wanted to say about fall, winter. Now, we're going to get back onto what we're supposed to be talking about. It's all about tomatoes. Let's see what the scripture says about tomatoes. Let's just see. Let's just see what Google says here. Everybody got one of these, I think. All right. Okay. This is from Google. I don't know if you can see that. So this says, oh, let me make sure my mic is on. Oh, yep. It's on. Okay, it says here AI overview. I think it says AI overview. While tomatoes are not explicitly mentioned in the Bible, they can be used as a symbol in various spiritual contexts, particularly in relation to growth, transformation, and the fruits of the Spirit. One can find parallels between the life cycle of a tomato plant and the journey of faith, with themes of overcoming challenges, bearing fruit, and the importance of remaining connected to a source of nourishment. And then it says here, here's a more detailed look at how tomatoes can be interpreted spiritually. Now, I'm not going to read all this because I'm going to ask you to go look this up yourself. I just put in Google search tomatoes and scriptures, and then it gave me all this. So let's see. It's a lot here. Okay, here's one for you. Pruning and growth. The process of pruning a tomato plant to encourage more fruit can be seen as a metaphor for the pruning and refining that God does in our lives to help us grow spiritually. And we know we need that. So there's a scripture that says John chapter 15, verse 16. Let's see if I can get the whole thing. That's one scripture. Let's see. Here's another one. But anyway, that's one, right? Here's one. Overcoming obstacles. About tomatoes. A tomato plant surviving and thriving despite difficult odds can symbolize overcoming challenges in life and the potential for spiritual growth even in the face of adversity. Hmm. Oh, they refer to John chapter 15, verse 16 again in here. Okay. Okay. There's another one here that says First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 38. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so it is written, so it shall be. All right. So I already told you I was never crazy about tomatoes, but I am about the ones that I grow. And so I have been eating tomatoes, and I said, ketchup and barbecue sauce, and I also pickle tomatoes, and I can tomatoes. That's what I've done so far. I'm sure there's much more to do. And we've made pizza, and not only a pizza sauce did we make, but also sliced pizzas, sliced tomatoes on top of the pizza and just leave it there like that. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, salsa, it's all about tomatoes. I'm going to tell you something else. There are over 1,000, how many varieties of tomatoes? I think it's over 1,000. I remember doing some real big research, and that is one of these videos I did in the past. Oh, wait a minute. I've got some thousands off. 10,000. That's when I just said. There are over 10,000 varieties of tomatoes, according to the University of Vermont. These varieties have been developed over centuries of cultivation and hybridization. Most seed companies and retailers organize them by size, color, or growth habit to help gardeners choose, according to Grimm's Gardens. So you don't say thousands, you say there are over 10,000. And I did a video on that before. I really did. I really did. And so you have two differences being determinate, meaning it will determine how size is going to be. Tree might be like about 3 feet and bush out like so. And they'll grow all the tomatoes in that period, and then you harvest it all, and it just will stay with that determinate size. That's what that means. Indeterminate meaning, well, you can't even know how tall the bush is going to be. It's going to be on the vine, keep going. Then it'll come out too. Okay. And you prune it. Anyway, you have videos about that too. Well, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 out here today. But I grew more than 40 different varieties in my garden. And I'm harvesting them like this. I'm not going to know what they are until they ripen. And some won't even get to ripe because I'm going to fry them. That's going to be another video. Well, here are some that are ripened that I care to work with today. And when we're harvesting, we don't sit there and look at the tag and say, and Kimberly and I was talking about this. We don't sit there and look at the tag and say, oh, what kind is this one? And then we have a basket that we put it into. No, we just put them all in the same basket. Because all we know is we have tomatoes. People make a big deal about tomatoes. You know, there's some that are disease resistant, and there's some, whatever they are, it's just tomato. To me, not arguing with nobody. Mm-mm. I just got to know that it tastes good. So I am going to taste these with you. I'm not going to cut into this one. Okay. I'm going to fry it. I'm not going to fry it today, so I'm not going to cut into this one. But I believe it's a Hossinator. I really do believe it is. But it's okay. So I'm going to take, I like this salad dressing. Some people place salt on their tomatoes. Sprinkle a little salt on it. It brings out the flavor. I'm not going to sit here and eat salt, but you can do what you want to do. I am actually going to pour some of this peppercorn ranch dressing, and you can use what you want. Okay? But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour some down here. Ooh. Okay. I like this dressing. And then I'm going to slice. This is a Hossinator. I know for a fact it is. Stab it a little bit. I have to stab it more than that. I'm just going to take the tip part off. I've seen it done so much that I don't know why it's done. Maybe because there's not much flavor in the top. That's any tomato. But I'm just going to cut that off. Look at this. This is pretty. It's real pretty. Got a little, not real fleshy, but it's fleshy. I remember when Hoss Tools, with all due respect, and his wife, Hoss, Row by Row Gardening, Mrs. Hoss and Greg, they did a video testing maybe 10 or 15 different tomatoes. And they did not, and they were blindfolded. And they did not, although he likes his tomato, they did not rank their Hossinator tomato up high. But they like it, but it stood up against other tomatoes. He didn't rank it up high. I just don't want to have a whole lot of acidity. So I just sliced that in half. You see nice little seeds in there. You see seeds in there? Now, if I wanted to, I could save these seeds. I'm not interested in that. So I'm just going to dip it. I just drank some water because I washed the flavor from my breakfast cereal out of my mouth. And I'm going to just, this is really juicy, this tomato. Here it goes. I don't know. This is good. Thank God everybody has different taste buds. It's not thick-skinned. It's delicious. I'm going to have this without the ranch. I'm telling you, I really like this. This is getting ready to become my favorite fruit for the summertime. Oh, it's killing me down inside. It's actually 98 plus degrees today. Heat wave they're talking about. But I'm sitting here with the ceiling fan on in here, and I was sweating for a bit. And now I'm just sitting here having this tomato. Ooh, I don't have to worry about dehydrating this summer. Yeah, get my liquids in. This is delicious. I'm going to have this without the dip. See what happens. This is good. If my mother was giving me the Hasinator tomato growing up, it didn't exist. I would have eaten tomatoes. I'm going to have another one. I hope I can get time to get over here and eat the other ones over here, but I'm going to have some more. I think, oh, this will definitely be a tomato sandwich. Uh-huh. What? This is good. You see that? I thought I picked up a little sweetness off of it, but this is good. I hope I get a chance to eat the other tomatoes. I'm certainly going to have this one. You got to grow this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, babe. Yep. Mm-hmm. This is beautiful. I'm trying to tell you right now, I will grow this again and again and again. And I want to tell you, my girlfriend Maureen, she told me she ate the Hasinator tomato because I gave her some plugs for her and her son. There's a fly just came in here. Wants my tomato. She said she loves it. I said, oh, great. Glad. Would you grow it again? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give her some more next year. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, yeah. Mm. Oh, I need this knife. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's some good. Yeah. So this is mine, my purple tomato, but it's not totally ripe, but it's ripe enough to eat. You can see it's still got some green on the top. That's no big deal. It's like a really, really dark green where it's getting ready to go all purple. It's this one here. Uh-huh. And then there's this one that came from my girlfriend, Miss Maureen, my neighbor, and hers is more ripe than mine. I mean, this is fleshy, real, like, oh my God. I'm going to cut hers. They're the same. So, let me drink some water. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here goes. I'm really enjoying this. I think there was a sweetness to that tomato that I had. Yeah, remember I told you I'm slicing off the bottom. Yep. Just the juices coming out of here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, this is real pretty in there. Look at that. Look at that. And the juice is just running off my hand. What? Okay. And here's the part that I had cut off, the top, right there. I hope you're having fun with me on this video, because I sure am. Alright, now wait. This is really juicy. Really juicy. Skin is thin with, whoa, and it smells beautiful. This tomato has a smell to it. Mmm. I didn't have a smell came off that one, but yeah, that's alright. That don't make it or break it. I'm just gonna cut this in half right here. I know you can't see. Just look at there. Okay. Let's see. Look at that. I'm gonna have trouble picking this up because it's juicy and fleshy. Got seeds in there. Got seeds. I'm getting ready to dip. You can dip, I can dip. Okay, here it is. Mmm. 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 It's just sliding down my throat. I ain't doing no chewing. Good, because I don't have enough more teeth that I'm working with. Now this one, I'm just going to eat it just like this. Trying to balance the juice. I had a stem in my mouth. Picked it up on the plate. You know what? I like it. This would probably be a slice that need a little bit of salt to it. Because its flavor was fantastic with the peppercorn ranch. And it slid all down my throat all like that. And still slid all down my throat without anything on it. The only thing I'm doing a little bit of chewing on, it's just I'm just making sure that the skin goes to the right place with in my throat. But I think I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt on this. It has like a wild taste to it. It's still good, but it had like a wild taste to it without the salad dressing. And it's very juicy, that's true. But I'm gonna try this with just a little bit of salt on it. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I just really truly believe that when it is lunchtime today, I don't think I'm gonna be needing nothing to eat. So I just cut this in half. There it is. I took a slice and cut it in half. Can you see it? Right there. I don't know if you can see it. But I'm going to put a little tad of salt on that. I don't think I like that wild taste that came along with it. And I don't want but a pinch of the salt to see what it's going to do. This is almost empty. So it's taking a little while. I'm going to put it in my hand because I don't want all that. Okay, there it is. I'm just going to take a teeny tiny pinch and sprinkle it around on that. And that's enough of that. I'm going to put the rest on this plate. So, yeah. Okay. Does anybody put sugar on tomatoes? I don't know. I'm just asking. Okay, now, I'm going to eat this with a little bit of salt. We don't put salt in our food. And that's been, I wash the food in salt. And, excuse me, I'm belching, sorry. And something like collard greens and like beans. There's some salt in the water, and I'm boiling it. And but pretty much we use Mrs. Dash or non-salt spices. So anyway, let's see about this. So with the salt, iodized salt, with the salt pinch I put on here, it took away some of that wild flavor. It's not acidic, which I think I don't like acidity in my tomatoes. That probably was the turn off when I grew up. Um, I don't like this city, but it's not in here. Neither one of you. I ain't gonna say it ain't none. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say it's not noticeable. So I find this one to be a little on the like wild side I'm getting from like from that taste of that tomato. It's pretty, it's delicious. I like it better with the peppercorn ranch dressing. The pinch of salt took a little bit of the wild taste off. But would I grow it again? I'm sure I would. I would. And that's going to go great in my barbecue sauce. That's where that's going to go. Okay. Well, this is my fourth one. It's got some firm still to it. Not fully ripe. I had one that was about this big that was fully ripe, and I shared it out. Gave it to my niece, Avion. We call her Mumu. And I shared off some tomatoes with her and my great nieces over there with her. And they were very excited. They eat tomatoes like you bite into an apple. My grandmother used to say, you'll have beautiful skin if you eat tomatoes. I wouldn't eat tomatoes. I guess I wasn't going to get beautiful skin. But I have grown to appreciate tomatoes when I got older for all the things it's doing for my internal system and for my body at the age that I am. And I think like I said, since I've been growing my own, I've been attracted to tomatoes. And they're not all red. They're all different colors. You can get those colors when you grow your own. I don't know if I want to cut this. I'm going to end this video with this one just needs more time. So, but it's beautiful. It's not finished yet. It's supposed to be, I think it's going to be orange. I think it's going to be orange. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, this is called a wrap. All about tomatoes. God bless you. Grow something, okay? If you want to, then grow your favorite color of tomatoes. Maybe your favorite color is orange. Maybe it's purple. Maybe it's red. Maybe you'll just leave it at green. Maybe your favorite color of tomatoes is white. Maybe it's yellow. I don't know if I said yellow already. Maybe it's black. I saw a black tomato. I didn't grow it. Have a blessed day.